Florence, early 16th century. The calm streets don't reflect what's really happening beneath the surface. Behind palace walls, secret meetings are taking place. In the alleys, alliances are being quietly formed. And in the offices of powerful men, decisions are being written that will change the fate of entire cities. You work there, just a junior clerk in the office of a local noble. You don't have big ambitions. All you want is to do your job well, stay out of trouble, and earn the respect of those around you. You're polite, you avoid conflict, and you believe that if you work hard and stay loyal, you'll be rewarded. But the truth is, loyalty alone isn't enough in a place like this. In that palace, no one goes unnoticed. Everyone is watched, analyzed, and quietly judged. How you speak, when you stay silent, who you agree with, whether you hesitate, whether you're afraid to say no. And they saw you clearly. Even if you thought you were just out of the game, you always looked eager to help. Someone asked for something, you did it right away. A decision was made, you stayed silent. Someone said something wrong, you didn't correct them. To you, that was just being cooperative. But to Machiavelli, you were the perfect raw material for political use. In politics, they're not just looking for smart people. They're looking for people they can speak through, people who won't question or resist. You looked like someone who avoids confrontation. You wanted everyone to like you. You'd rather carry the pressure on your back than upset your boss or stir the waters. That made you the ideal candidate for a certain kind of task. At first, they asked you to deliver a message. And then, they asked your opinion in a meeting. And you simply repeated what others had said. And then, they asked for your signature on a decision you didn't fully understand, but you trusted the person who asked. Step by step, you were becoming a tool. As time passed, you started to notice something strange. People began treating you with unusual respect. Some even showed you a kind of warmth you weren't used to. You thought it was because of your hard work, but the truth was very different. You had become a convenient face for those who didn't want to be seen. Documents started moving through you. Words were being attributed to you. Words you didn't even fully understand when you first said them. You still thought you were outside the game, but the game was already being played in your name. Then something happened. Something you never expected. A piece of information leaked. A controversial decision sparked debate. A rumor began spreading throughout the court. Everyone started asking, who's responsible? Who let this slip through? Strangely, all the trails led back to you, the one responsible. You didn't make any decisions. You didn't plan anything. You didn't even benefit from it. And yet, yes, you. Because you were the one who signed, the one who repeated, the one who never asked questions. And the worst part? You had nothing to prove your innocence, because you never really held anything at all. You were just a messenger. But in politics, messengers sometimes take more blame than those who use them. This is when the emotions hit. Confusion, anger, betrayal. You started asking yourself, was I stupid? Was I blind? Were they playing me this whole time? But the truth, no, you weren't stupid. You just thought the world rewards kindness, but in reality, it rewards awareness. You were a well-meaning person, but you didn't understand where you were. You didn't see the nature of the environment around you. You treated politics like a fair society, when in reality, it's a battlefield. Every word is weighed, and every weakness is used. Niccolò Machiavelli, the father of realpolitik, wouldn't have hated you. In fact, he would have appreciated you, because he knew you wouldn't ask questions. He knew you wouldn't step outside the role you were given. He would have let you rise, gain some visibility, maybe even some respect. Then, when things got complicated, you would have been the one sacrificed, because you were perfect for that role. Why? Because you never realized you were in a theater, and you were never the one writing the script. You're not used just because you're weak, and not because you're stupid, but because there's a deep psychological need inside you, one that shuts down your awareness the moment danger gets close, the need to be liked, the need to be accepted, to not come across as annoying or a burden, to not be the one who disagrees or says no. This need begins in childhood, when we're taught that love is conditional. Be good, and we'll love you. Don't cause trouble, and we'll accept you. So we grow up believing that obedience keeps us safe, that being quiet is a virtue, that saying no means we lose our place in the group. And over time, your brain gets wired to follow one simple, dangerous rule. Stay in the background, avoid conflict, and you'll be accepted. But the world doesn't work like that. People who deeply understand human behavior, like Machiavelli, know this. The desire to be loved is stronger than any logic, so they don't need to threaten you or control you directly. They just need to know what you're afraid to lose, then offer it to you as bait, acceptance, praise, recognition, support. And once you become emotionally attached, you start giving things up. your opinions, your boundaries, your voice, and each time you give in, you think you're protecting the relationship, but in reality, you're just handing over your power. A person who doesn't know their own psychological weaknesses will be controlled through them, even if they think they're in control, because you're not expecting it. You're not walking through life with constant political or psychological awareness. You're walking with good intentions and assume others are doing the same. But the person who never expects to be exploited is the easiest person to exploit. And here's the real danger. It doesn't just come from obvious manipulators. It can come from the people closest to you. Why? Because they often know your weak spots better than you do. They know you won't say no. They know you'll stay silent. They know you won't speak up, even when something feels wrong. That's why you don't have to be foolish to be used. You just have to be afraid of making someone uncomfortable. How to protect yourself from being used. Step 1. Watch yourself closely. Ask, am I saying yes because I believe in this, or because I'm afraid to be rejected? Am I agreeing because I truly support it, or just so I don't seem difficult? Step 2. Redefine what strength means. Strength isn't yelling or fighting. It's knowing when to say no and accepting the consequences. It's setting clear boundaries, even if that disappoints people. Step 3. Accept that you will never please everyone. True respect doesn't come from constantly giving in. It comes from respecting yourself, even if it costs you something in the short term. People like you get used all the time. At work, in families, in friendships, in politics. Not because they're weak, but because they're missing one thing: awareness. When you understand why you act the way you do, why you stay quiet, why you agree, why you avoid conflict, when you see how your brain responds to fear, pressure, and the need for approval, you get your power back, and only then will no one be able to use you again.